right, good morning. Today we are going to write linear systems to model real-world situations and solve systems by adding. Elimination is a method for solving systems by adding or subtracting to eliminate a variable. So elimination is eliminating or getting rid of a variable. So we have 5 steps in order to do this. So step 1, make sure that the equations are lined up. That means the x's are lined up, the y's are lined up, and the constants are lined up, as well as the equal signs. Everything has to be lined up. Step 2, we're going to add or subtract the equations to eliminate the variable with common coefficient. And coefficient is just a number. So remember, a coefficient, if I give you the number 3x, 3 is the coefficient. Step 3 is to solve for the remaining variable. Step 4, we're going to use that substitution process like we did in step 4 on substitution. We're going to substitute your answer into either original equation and solve for the other variable. And then step 5 is write your answer as an ordered pair.
Are you going to be here during the
Yes. Directions. Solve using elimination. Show all work. So looking at example number 1, are they lined up? That's the step 1. Is the x's lined up? Are the y's lined up? Are the equal signs lined up? And are the constants lined up? That's the first step. So step 1 is done. They are all lined up. So we are going to add or subtract the coefficients to eliminate the variable with the common coefficient or the common number. So step 1, they're all lined up. Let's go ahead and rewrite them up here. So we've got 4x plus 9y equals 5. Then we've got negative 4x plus 7y equals 11. They are, in fact, lined up. I'm going to rewrite that right down here so I can show my work. If they were not lined up, we would make them lined up by rearranging the equation, but we don't have to worry about that. Now, they are different signs. Since they are different signs, we are going to add the 2 equations together. No. So we're going to add the 2 equations together. 4x plus negative 4x cancels. That makes 0. So we just mark our line through it. Positive 9y plus positive 7y is 16y. Step 3 says solve for the remaining variable. That's why I put that 16y in step 3. Equals 5 plus 11 is 16. Now, we're going to go ahead and solve this equation for y. So it's a one-step equation now. We're going to divide both sides by 16. 16 divided by 16 is 1y, which is what we needed. 16 divided by 16 is 1. You've got your first important piece of information to write it as an ordered pair. Step 4 says substitute your answer into either original equation and solve for the other variable. So I'm going to pick the top equation just because that's what makes it easy. So I've got 4x plus 9 times y equals 5. And I'm going to plug in my y value for my y in that equation. Now remember, when you plug in a value for a variable, you use parentheses. So 9 times y equals 5. And y was 1. So 4x plus 9 times 1 equals 5. What's 9 times 1? 9. So 4x plus 9 equals 5. We're going to subtract the 9 on both sides. That cancels. I'm left with 4x equals negative 4. We'll divide both sides by 4. So we get x equals negative 1. That's our next important piece of information. Step 5 says to write it as an ordered pair. So we're going to write it as an ordered pair. Remember, the ordered pairs are x, comma, y. And x was negative 1, and our y value was positive 1. That is how you do elimination by adding. So we just finished that entire problem. This is my favorite method of solving a system by equations, is by elimination, because I find it so much easier than substitution. Okay, let's turn the page to page 6. I'm going to ask you several questions. My first question is, are the equations lined up? Yes. We have x's on top of each other, y's on top of each other, equal signs on top of each other, and the constants are on top of each other. So they are lined up. Do we have something that will eliminate? Well, the x's eliminate if I add them together. X plus x is 2x. Positive 1 plus negative 1 is 0. So we do have something that eliminates. So we are going to add the two equations together. They're different signs, so you add the two equations together. So 1 plus 1 is 2. We have 2x. That canceled, and that's equal to 4 plus 2 is 6. Now we're going to solve this one-step equation by dividing by 2. Divide by 2, so x is equal to 3. That's my first important piece of information. Now you're going to plug this back into one of the original equations. It doesn't matter. I always pick the top equation, so it's totally up to you as to what you pick. I'm going to pick the top one. X plus y equals 4. And I'm going to plug in a 3 for my x. When I plug in a value, I always use parentheses. Plus y equals 4. There's nothing to do to that 3 inside that parentheses, so I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. My 3's cancel. I'm left with y equals 1. My y is by itself, so I'm good to box it off. Now my last step, step number 5, says write it as an ordered pair. So I'm going to write this equation as an ordered pair, or not the equation, the solution, and that's 3, 1. Don't forget your ordered pair has to have a comma and parentheses, or else it's not an ordered pair.
How'd you get x plus 1 equals 4?
How'd I get what? All right, example number 3. My 7s are lined up, my y's are lined up, my equal signs are lined up, and my constants are lined up, so I'm good to move on. I have different signs on my 7s. They're the same number but different signs, so I'm going to add my 2 equations together. Same sign, subtract, different signs, add. So I'm adding them together. 7x plus negative 7x is 0. You can cross them out. Positive 2y plus positive 3y is a positive 5y equals 4 plus 6 is 10. Now we're going to divide by 5 on both sides. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so I've got y equals 10 divided by 5 is 2. Put that in a box. Now you're going to take that 2 and plug it into one of the original equations. It doesn't matter which, but again, I'm going to always pick the top. So 7x plus 2y equals 4. I'm going to plug in my 2 where my y is, right here. And I'm going to take out that y when I do so for it to be substitution. 7x plus 2 times 2 is equal to 4. To simplify that, that would be 7x plus 4 is equal to 4. Now I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides. My 4's cancel. I'm left with 7x is equal to 0. I'm going to divide by 7. So x equals 0. That's my next important piece of information. So I write it as an ordered pair 0, 2. That means it's going to be on the y-axis where it crosses. All right, example 4. Is everything lined up here? The x's are lined up, the y's are lined up, the equal signs are lined up, and the answers are lined up. So everything's lined up. We don't have to rearrange anything. We can just add the 2 equations together. So when we go to add the 2 equations together, I got 1x plus 3x's, that's 4x's. 4y plus negative 4y is 0. We can just mark them out. Equals 47 plus negative 19 is 28. Next step is to divide both sides by 4. So x equals 7. Now we're going to take that and plug it back into one of the original equations. It doesn't matter if you pick top or bottom, but again, I always pick top. So the top equation was x plus 4y equals 47. I'm going to plug in that 7 using parentheses. There's nothing happening to the 7, so I can subtract the 7 to both sides. My 7's cancel. I'm left with 4y equals 40. So I can divide by 4 on both sides, and y is equal to 10. So to write that ordered pair, it would be 7, 10. Because remember, it's x and then y. All right, last example for the day. We have example 5. My x's are lined up, my y's are lined up, and my constants are lined up. So that means we're going to add the two equations together to get rid of my y's because they're already opposite signs. So 1x plus 3x's is 4x's. Negative 1y plus 1y is 0 y's equals 10 plus 18 is 28. Divide by 4, so x equals 7. It's my first important piece of information. Now I'm going to plug that back into the original equation. So I've got 7 minus y equals 10. I'm going to subtract 7 on both sides. That leaves me with this negative 1y equals 3. Next, we're going to divide by negative 1, and y equals negative 3. So to write my ordered pair for this one, it would be 7, negative 3. Because this is my x and this is my y. This is how you solve systems by elimination. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I hope you all have a great day.